Miss Violence unravels a chilling and haunting story that begins with the tragic death of an 11-year-old girl named Angel, who takes her own life on her birthday. What follows is a deep dive into a family's fragile facade, where the aftershocks of Angel's suicide uncover dark, long-buried secrets. At the heart of this unsettling narrative is the father, whose manipulative and controlling nature casts a long shadow over the family's lives. As the investigation unfolds, it becomes clear that the tragedy is just the beginning of a much darker story, a story of trauma, repressed emotions, and the terrifying secrets that lurk beneath the surface of what appears to be a normal family. With every layer peeled back, the truth grows more disturbing, culminating in a shocking climax that will leave you questioning the very nature of familial love and the horrors hidden behind closed doors. With the stage set and the darkness unveiled, let's dive into the heart of this disturbing tale and uncover the secrets that lie within the walls of this seemingly ordinary family. It was Angel's 11th birthday, a day that should have been filled with laughter, cake, and the warmth of family. The apartment was alive with activity as relatives gathered. Grandparents shared stories at the dining table. The aroma of home-cooked food wafted from the kitchen, and Angel's siblings played on the floor, their giggles filling the room. But Angel was different. She sat quietly, her large, solemn eyes darting between her father and mother. The joy around her felt hollow. As the family gathered for a group photo, Angel moved to the balcony. A moment later, she stepped onto the edge and let herself fall. The screams that followed would haunt the family forever. The aftermath. The police and social workers descended upon the household, asking questions and probing for answers. The tragedy seemed inexplicable to outsiders, but the cracks within the family's facade quickly began to show. Angel's father, a tall, imposing figure with a commanding presence, seemed oddly unaffected. His calm, almost detached demeanor unnerved the authorities. When asked about Angel's mental state, he claimed she was perfectly fine. No signs of bullying, no trouble at school. The mother, pale and withdrawn, echoed his words, barely meeting anyone's gaze. Elena, Angel's older sister, wanted to say more, but her father's sharp glance silenced her. As the investigators left, the oppressive atmosphere in the house grew heavier. The family went through the motions of grief, but Angel's absence was a glaring void. At dinner, the father insisted everyone eat as if nothing had happened. When Elena protested, he slammed his hand on the table. "We move on," he said coldly, his voice leaving no room for argument. In the following days, the father's grip on the family tightened. He demanded absolute obedience, punishing any sign of dissent. Elena, despite her pregnancy, was not spared his wrath. He criticized her constantly, belittling her for being careless with her life. Meanwhile, the younger children, still reeling from their sister's death, tiptoed around their father, their fear evident. The mother remained in the background, her silence more damning than any words she could have spoken. Elena began noticing strange behavior. Her father often left the apartment late at night, returning hours later with no explanation. One evening, she followed him and discovered him sitting in an empty parking lot, staring into the void. She wanted to confront him, but fear held her back. The mother's silence. Elena tried to confide in her mother, hoping for some guidance or support, but her mother, as always, was evasive. "It's better not to ask questions," she said, her voice trembling. "Better for who?" Elena demanded, her frustration boiling over. The mother's face crumpled, but she said nothing more. Elena realized then that her mother was as much a victim as the rest of them. Elena began piecing together fragments of their family's past. She went through old photos, letters, and documents. What she found was chilling: hints of financial struggles, unexplained disappearances, and a pattern of controlling behavior from her father. She remembered moments from her childhood, times when her father's anger would erupt without warning, leaving everyone paralyzed. Angel, in particular, had always been a target. Elena wondered if her sister's death was truly a suicide or if it was a desperate attempt to escape. The family's breaking point. The turning point came one night when Elena overheard a heated argument between her father and mother. The father accused the mother of being weak, of failing to control their children. The mother, for the first time, fought back, yelling that his obsession with control was destroying their family. Their voices woke the younger children, who huddled in fear outside their rooms. Elena, feeling a surge of protectiveness, stepped in. "You can't keep doing this," she told her father, her voice shaking but firm. The father turned on her, his face contorted with rage. "And who are you to tell me how to run this family?" he spat. "I'm your daughter," Elena replied, "and I'm not afraid of you anymore." In the climax, the confrontation escalated, with the father's fury spilling over. He revealed his true nature in a tirade of accusations and threats, blaming everyone but himself for the family's problems. It was in this moment of chaos that Elena realized she had to act. The mother, too afraid to follow, stayed behind. In the afternoon, the truth about the father's abuse eventually came to light. Social services intervened, but the scars he left on his family were deep and lasting. Elena, now a young mother, worked tirelessly to rebuild her life and provide a safe environment for her child. Her siblings began to heal, though the shadow of their past would always linger. The film ends on a somber note. You're free now. The audience is left with a haunting reflection on the darkness that can lurk behind closed doors and the resilience it takes to break free. As the final secrets are uncovered and the haunting truth comes to light, Miss Violence serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the greatest horrors lie within our own homes. The scars of trauma and manipulation stay long after the story ends, leaving us to reflect on the darkness that can hide behind closed doors. If you found this exploration of family and repression unsettling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie breakdowns and insights. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What did Miss Violence reveal to you about the hidden truths in families?